Hi guys, Doug here. Welcome back to yet another board game channel and yet another turn or two of Mansions of Madness 2nd edition. We're doing the Vengeful Impulses scenario. We are trying to find out who is attempting to kill Thomas Carver. Right here we've got 4 suspects in his home. We've been doing a lot of chatting with them. I expect we will continue to do a fair amount of chatting with people and just generally poking around before anything truly disastrous happens. Let's face it, we all know Carver is going to die at dinner. It's pretty obvious. That's how things are going to go, and we're going to have to find out who the killer actually is. Alright, well, we've all got lots of clues. Amanda has 2, Wendy and Akachi both have 3. So that should make things a wee bit easier. So, we'll get right into it. Might as well start with Amanda, who is still in the library with Gene Spencer, Carver's personal assistant. If we choose her in the app, we can't interact with her anymore. We have questioned her out. And this large book that Jean is interested in, can't actually do anything with it yet. It says, an ancient tome is housed in a locked glass case. Your fellow guests would likely find it extremely odd if you acquired the book now. Can't do anything too obvious, at least until after the inevitable murder. So, for Amanda, well, we're just going to have her move. And she's done 1 space. While there, going to interrupt our movement to, apparently one of the books on this bookshelf are familiar to Amanda. So we're going to do her second action and search it. You pull the book from the shelf and flip through the pages, lingering on familiar pictures. You find a chapter that contains useful information. Gain the Arcane Insight spell, then discard the token. Arcane Insight. Here we are. I think this is a new spell with the expansion. As an action, you or another investigator within range gains 1 clue, then flip this card. Well, a clue generating spell, that's nice. So we will get rid of that search token. And Amanda has 1 more space of movement that she can use, so we might as well have her move into the hallway. Next up, let's move across the house. Let's do Akachi. She's in that space with, I've decided, I think this is in fact 1 space. I was probably cheating myself a little bit by calling that 2 spaces, but so be it. In the space with Carver, who we should probably ask him a little bit more. Oh, he's checking his watch impatiently. But we can get him to tell us about the suspects as an action. Because more information in this situation can only be good. You would find out more about them if you mingled a little, but very well. They are all dear friends of mine, as you know. Carver leans in to talk more softly. Bruce Darcy has bad nerves. I would suggest being careful not to spook him. His father and I had a bit of a falling out recently. Business ethics, you see. I do not remove my competition from this earthly plane. Okay. Implying that Bruce's dad does? Oh, lovely. Jean Spencer is not one for social pleasantries, but she is the sharpest mind for hire as a personal assistant. As an acquisitions lawyer, having her at my side to track down proper certifications has been key. Unfortunately, I may have promised her something that was not mine to promise. I thought for sure I would work it out, but Jean carries a rather impressive grudge. Leland Williams is a professional rival. He's a pillar of the community, at least according to him. It might be true, but the things I have seen that pillar do, well, I wonder what kind of community he belongs to. May Nguyen was not always the Spitfire socialite she is now. I had to get her out of a scrape a few years ago. I cannot go into details, I'm afraid. There. That ought to be enough to give you a sense of the other guests. Now play nice, but not too nice. Gain 2 clues. Well, it was worth it just to get 2 more clues. That brings Akachi up to 5 of them. I suspect we'll be spending lots of clues at some point, seeing as how they're just handing them out like candy. Alright, that is Akachi's first action. We can't get anything more out of Carver. For her second action, just going to move her 1 space, so next turn she can, rifle through the day planner that is sitting on that table. So, that brings us over to Wendy in the lounge. Well, she went and tripped over it, so she might as well, as a first action, go ahead and pick up the Tome of Horrors, which will let her gain clues while, if she suffers horror during a horror check, which is inevitable. As a second action, much like the book in the library, Wendy cannot look at the, well, we can look, but can't do anything with the sword on the wall. A large sword has been mounted to the wall above the couch. It would likely alarm the other guests if you took too close of an interest in it now. So, her second action will just be, and I checked, there's nothing more to be gotten out of Leland, so we're just going to have her move, 1 to 2. This next turn we can start interrogating May. That is everybody's actions, so we will move on to the mythos phase. A senseless chatter rises, filling not just the air, but Wendy Adams's mind. Wendy suffers 2 horror, but can negate with a will +1. Her will is 3. Going to get to roll 4, and of course she has 3 clues. We need 2 successes to prevent any horror damage. Hey, she nailed it. 2. Nothing bad happens to Wendy, and that ends that mythos phase. We are going to go straight into another investigator phase. Alright. Next turn. Well, we'll go with Amanda first again, who is in that part of the hallway. She's next to the mysterious parchment, but again, we can't do anything with it yet. You look over the parchment with interest and know it would be useful to your investigation. Unfortunately, simply taking it might raise Carvey's ire. So, instead, we will have her let us explore there, because I believe, yes, that's supposed to be the dining room where our last suspect is. So we will explore using that token. The dining room is surprisingly cozy. Place the dining room tile as indicated, and we will get rid of these 2 exploration tokens. The dining room is there. Yes, a young man is studying a painting on the wall. Place Bruce Darcy in that space. A strange amulet on the side table catches your eye. That table there. Something has been forgotten underneath the table. That's vague, but there we go. And finally, a pair of French doors leads out to a conservatory. Right there. You may move one space into the explored area, which she will do. So as her second action, well, it's time to talk to our last suspect. Bruce Darcy straightens his tie, his eyes fixed on a painting, and as our second action, we will greet. Time for another little conversation. He startles. Oh yes, he's a nervous one, isn't he? Then a nervous smile crosses his face. Oh, hello. It's nice to meet you. Our dialogue options are, can you tell me about yourself? And how do you know Carvey? Let's go with how do you know Carvey. It's a little less direct. Oh, Thomas, he does business with my father, and we became acquaintances through that. He certainly acquires quite the collection of friends. And we can ask either collection of friends or business with your father. Well, let's go with the father angle, because if he has a motive, that's most likely it. Bruce looks uncertain, and he glances away from you. You attempt to set him at ease. Amanda will be doing an influence check. Fortunately, we gave her the fine clothes, which gives her one additional die on the test, which means she'll be rolling 4 dice. She got 2 successes. 2 generally seems to be enough to get through these successfully, so I'll save her clues for now. We'll put in 2, and good. The tension fades from Bruce's shoulders. Well, my father is in a very niche business. Thomas has been a great help to him in acquiring some rarer of the materials he likes to keep stockpiled. I should not speak too much. My father is a very private individual. So we can tell him we can talk about something else, or you can tell me more. Well, Carver did warn us not to scare him off, so let's talk about something else. There's a long silence where Bruce appears to cast about for another topic to comment upon. He gestures weakly to the painting on the wall. I was just looking at the sword in this painting. Ooh, sword. We have a sword in the other room. I was thinking it might be a depiction, it might be a depiction of the same one that's mounted in the lounge. If that's true, that sword is likely a valuable artifact. This find might even interest my father. You'll pardon me, of course, if I study it a little longer. It was nice to talk to you. Gain a clue. Okay, Amanda is up to 3 clues now. Continue, and that is the end of that. That is both of Amanda's actions. So even though we can still speak to Bruce more, it looks like, she can't. Let's do Wendy next. She is in space with May, so we're going to talk to May. May Nguyen swirls a drink in her hand. As our action, we will greet her. Well, hello to you too, she grins and raises her glass. Now, it appears to me that you are not having nearly enough fun at this party. Hold on just a moment. May opens a drawer in the coffee table, revealing an assortment of bottles. She mixes you some kind of concoction made from several liquids. Now, this is what makes the party. Here, try it. This is Wendy, the urchin. She's trying to get a child drunk. So we can drink it straight or say, that's illegal. What the hell? Go for it, Wendy. It's just drink it straight. Whatever she has put into this drink, it certainly burns. We're going to test Wendy's strength, which is only a 3, but she does have 3 clues. We are trying to impress this strange woman. We got 1 success. We also got a clue icon, so let's spend a clue token. We do have 3 to make that 2 successes, which is likely enough. Yes, you down it and May lets out a low whistle. All right, well, you look at that. Finally, someone who can keep up with me. Tom has been no fun at all lately, spending all his time out in that conservatory of his. He is going to have some great tomatoes one day, I'm sure. Here, he will not miss this. Gain the whiskey common item. Let's see. All right, there we go. So Wendy now has the bandages, which will allow us to discard face-down damage, and she also has the whiskey, which will allow her to discard up to 2 face-down horror. Oh, and then we get to flip the whiskey bottle because, yeah, it becomes a weapon afterwards, which you can probably pass on to someone else as she's already got a weapon. Anyway. Now, what can I help you with? And this is all still the first action. We haven't been prompted to use another one. Can you tell me about yourself and how do you know Carvey? Well, how do you know Carvey has gone fairly well so far, so we're going to continue with that. Oh, Thomas and I go way back, ancient history back. I've known him for a long time, before he had so many fancy things in his rooms anyway. Options, ancient history or fancy things? Let's go with ancient history. We'll see. May laughs. Yes, it feels that long anyway. He's always had excellent taste in company, you see. Even before he was rich enough to hang fancy swords on his walls and throw lavish dinner parties. If he likes you, I'm sure you'll fit in just fine. I hope Tom saves his grand pronouncements until after dessert tonight. I'm going to try to get a little more drinking in before dinner just in case he doesn't. Wow. Gain a clue. And that is the end of that action. We can talk to her again. Our other action options are having fun, or no one here can be as fun as you, right? Well, yeah, if we say no one, if we go with no one here can be as fun as you, she will probably talk about the others, and we want to know how all these people view each other. Oh, come on, no one's going to be as fun as me, May sighs, though I suppose I can tell you a few things. Bruce is always nervous. Don't take it personally. He's kind of like those scared rabbits that are shaking all the time. You gotta be gentle with him. Not that I blame him. I hear his dad is a nightmare. Jane is a dear, but she definitely works too hard. Tom has her working day and night. She says she likes it, but I would love to take her dancing more. One word about Leland. Stodgy. I do not think we have had one nice thing to say about each other. See? No one is nearly as interesting as I am. And we get one more clue for Wendy there. It's sort of like if the Arkham Horror character of Jenny Barnes were more shallow, it would be this person. Alright, well that leaves us with Kachi, who is standing next to that day planner. Let's have a peek at the day planner, shall we? Journal is written in some sort of shorthand, so we're going to test Akachi's lore, which is 4. Okay, we're getting lucky on stats for rolls for the most part. And 1 success, 2 maybes. We will spend, just got 5 clues. Let's go ahead and spend 1 to make that a success. And go to 2 successes. The first half of the planner is filled with appointments that all seem relatively normal. You even recognize some of the names as guests at the dinner party. In recent weeks, Carvey has much fewer scheduled meetings. You also notice that he has canceled every appointment in the past few weeks with both Bruce Darcy and May Nguyen, 2 of the suspects here tonight. The strangest thing by far is a line scribbled on the bottom of a page in a hand that does not look like Carvey's. One you trust plots against you. Gain 2 clues. Nice. And then we will discard the search token. So somebody has apparently put it into Carver's head that one of his friends is a killer. Oh, the weird text in another hand concerns you. Carvey might know who wrote the cryptic warning in his book. Ah, so they are hinting that maybe we should go talk to him. So yes, as for second action, we will get ready to do that thing and have her move back to Carvey's space. So, that is everybody. We will do another mythos phase and see what is going to happen now. Whispered voices drift down the halls. Their chanting becomes louder and louder. Amanda Sharp covers her ears and starts banging her head against the wall to get the voices out. Damn. She suffers 1 face-down damage and 1 horror. We negate it with her will. Her will's 4. And we still have lots of clues. She's got 3. So we're trying to negate 2 different bits of damage. 1 success. 2 that we can change with a clue. So we will spend 1 clue. Make it 2 successes and prevent both the damage and the horror. Thomas Carvey said dinner would start promptly at 7. You are running out of time to question the other guests. Well, we are doing pretty well. I think we've got almost all the questioning we can get done, except maybe 1 more for Bruce. That is that. So I think we'll do 1 more turn and call it an episode. Alright, I want to start with Akachi this turn because I want to ask Thomas about the handwriting first, because that seems most interesting. Yes, as an action we can tell him there's strange writing in your planner. So we do that. It says that. Yes, I was recording things in my planner when I became rather distracted by something or other. When I looked down at what I had written, I saw that. Really? Frankly, it was the last straw before I called you. So we can say, what does it mean, or the last straw? Yeah, I'm going to go with the last straw. What else built up to this? Yes, it was probably just the result of too much idle daydreaming, but this whole business has been distracting me for too long. It was time to let someone else handle it. Presumably meaning us, and we get a clue. And nope, nothing else we can do with Carver. So, Akachi, well, we'll just move her down the hallway 1, 2 spaces. Let's go back around to Amanda, and she'll talk to Bruce once more. Options. We can say, do you like these parties, and will you tell me about the other guests? Well, let's hear about the other guests. I do not speak to them much, but I suppose I could tell you a little about them. Truth be told, I do not think Miss Spencer likes me very much. My father represents the work of Mr. Williams, respects the work of Mr. Williams very much. I must confess to finding him a little intimidating. May is very social, and I fear I do not meet her expectations when we talk. I'm not sure if that was what you needed, but I hope it helped. Gain 1 clue. So yeah, that wasn't super helpful. And that is all we have left to do with him. So, second action. Right, she cannot interact with the amulet there because, yeah, it would be hard to conceal. It would be a mistake to take it now. So, well, we might as well move her a space here to see if she can get anything done next turn. And finally, that leaves us with Wendy. There is nothing else to be said with May. There is, let's see, is there, yes, picture frames on the side table that can be examined. So first action, she will move 1 space. Second action, we will search those picture frames. In one picture, a man who looks like he might be Bruce's father introduces an angry-looking Bruce to Carvey. That's an odd picture to keep. And why was Bruce angry? In another picture, Jean holds up a certificate of authenticity while Thomas Carvey waves a strange book at the camera. Guessing that's the book over here in the library, the one that we can't look at yet. One of the pictures is of Leland and Carvey sitting together at some sort of black tie event, both smiling politely toward the photographer. Well, they did meet at a charity event. That's likely it. The last picture is of Carvey and May. He whispers something in her ear, and while she holds a hand over her mouth, obscuring her expression. Oh, these photographs can be used to connect Carvey to each of his potential suspects. As you look at them, you notice a string of strange letters written in chalk. Perhaps Carvey will know more about these markings. Discard this search token and gain the photographic evidence unique item and 2 clues. Now, let's get rid of that. Just find the photographic evidence card. There it is. The proof can be seen clear as day. No, it can't. Not yet. Wendy's carrying a lot. And we will give her 2 more clues. There they are. Yes, we have got so many clues. I anticipate burning through them when things happen. Investigators may interact with the photographic evidence unique item in the app to review gathered evidence. Oh, okay. Probably have to do that as an action. But let's have a look. See, if we go to the little backpack that has the items, and if we choose that... Oh, okay. You found a series of photographs in the lounge that connect the suspects to Thomas Carvey. Would you like to review them? Well, let's do that and see if anything comes up. No, same descriptions. Yes, nothing else comes up other than the initial descriptions. Then Wendy gets to finish her movement action, gets her second step, and that will be that. We'll have one last mythos phase before we call it an episode. The light dies slowly. Place darkness. Uh-oh, things are starting to happen. In each space in the lounge. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4 spaces. This mythos event affects each investigator in the lounge. That will be just Wendy. So we resolve. In the dark, you hear a strained sound as if someone is being strangled. Uh-oh. You fear you will soon feel cold hands around your own neck. Suffer 2 face-down horror, but we can try to negate it with her will. Will's only 3. Oh, but she rolled 3. So she barreled through it quite easily. Any moment now, the dinner bell will summon you to dinner. And that ends that mythos phase. So the plot thickens, but only a tiny bit. A lot of the information is still kind of not obviously helpful, but hopefully things will become clearer as we go. Yes, this is a very text-heavy adventure. Not a lot of action going on, and so far we are getting through the roles easily, but that's because they're giving us huge handfuls of clues. I'm not complaining. So we'll I expect next turn, during the mythos phase of next turn, we will be called to dinner, and things will begin to happen. Probably bad things. So, I'll hope you'll join me next time then, when we do yet another couple of turns in Mansions of Madness, Vengeful Impulses scenario. We'll see you then.